It's a Furcraea follow-up. Hi, I'm Ian Roofe and welcome to Get Gardening, and today it's a Furcraea follow-up and we're looking at what we can do with our little plantlets to turn them into wonderful big exotic flowering plants. And it all starts with a good tray of quality seed and cutting compost. And here we've just got a proprietary mix that you can buy from your local garden centre and nursery. And we've got a tray firmer as well, and we're just going to firm this down just to make sure it gives a good base for these little plantlets to go into. And we don't want to have any air pockets. That's really important. And you remember that Alan looked at these in a video earlier on, and Furcraea is a wonderful plant in that when it's actually set flower, and you will see here there's a flower on there, is that once it sort of goes over flowering, it produces from the flowers all these little, well, bulbils and plantlets really. And what will happen is that these will develop into full-sized Furcraea plants. It's a wonderful thing. Now it is monocarpic, as you will know from Alan's video, which means that once it's flowered it will die, but it's a great thing to grow, and it's exotic and interesting, and we have them going year on year at the garden. So what we need to do with these little things is we need to look at bulking them up, and we just need to look at taking them off here, okay, and we're just going to simply line them out. Simple as that. We're going to do what's called station sowing really, which is where we're going to place an individual bulbil plant. I mean, you can call them whatever you want really. In rows in this tray. We'll stagger them a little bit. And then what we will do is we will put these onto a heated bench. And you don't have to use a heated bench, they can just go straight into a greenhouse really, and they don't even need to be covered. But we put them on a heated bench because the warmth, and it's about 17, 18 degrees, really helps them root. And what they'll do is from here, they'll produce a root, and that root system will develop, and then once these are bulked up, and they're probably 3 or 4 times bigger, we will transplant these into individual pots. We will grow them on for another year and see how they do, and they may well be flowering in a year or so's time, but if not, it'll probably be about 3-4 years, to be honest, and they'll produce big flowering plants we can use in the garden. So it's a very simple thing to do, and it doesn't just have to be for exotic things. You can use this method for lilies, particularly martagon lilies if you grow them, and you will notice that later in the season they produce these little bulbils in the leaf axils, and that's really what these are. And if you were to sow those bulbils off your lilies, you will get bigger plants and flowering plants of exactly the same variety, and that's the important thing because it's a plant material. It's got its same genetic makeup as its parent, and they can be used for planting in the garden at a later date. And if any of you grow hardy begonias, there's a begonia we grow here called Begonia grandes evansiana, a lovely thing which is a hardy begonia. Its leaves have claret on the back and bright pink flowers in the autumn. Then as the frost gets it and it starts to decay down, it also produces very tiny bulbils, but we call them pips because they're so small, in the leaf axils, and we'll sow them as well, and the generations go on. And it's a really good way and a very easy way of getting new plants very, very quickly, effectively, and for free. She always says that. She doesn't even know that. She's such a liar. And today it's been nasty, couldn't it?